Good morning, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Sleep in a little bit, and then Mr. B wouldn't do his business, so I'm here now. Christina, Christine, Monica, Anita, Ed, Jeannie, my cousin's out there with me. Carrie, always so happy to see you. Welcome, welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day, the day that this is being filmed. So we are going to do this class to self-love and body love. And yeah, hopefully it's going to go smooth and be wonderful. So let's move on to our mats. Let's start there. So again, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for joining me. We have a good number out there this morning. We have 10 people live, which is great. And I know a lot more will catch this later on. So like I already said, I want to teach this class this morning. I'm going to teach this class this morning to self-love. Whether you have somebody in your life that loves you or whether you just have to learn maybe to love yourself a little bit more. Self-love is so important just for happiness, right? And for how you show up in the world and how you show up for the people in your life that you love too. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? RuPaul still beats me over the head every single day. So I'm going to do something right now that's really uncomfortable for me. And I kind of had to pep myself up for this, but I'm going to do this practice with my shirt off. And I've suffered from body dysmorphic syndrome for most of my life. What I see in the mirror is different than what most people see. So I just want to clear that I'm not going to do this because I'm looking for compliments or looking for comments to compliment my body or say how great I look. Some of you might want to do that. That's fine. And some of you might, maybe someone catching this later is going to have something unpleasant to say about it. And I just want to clear that like what I see maybe isn't what you see, but it's a big deal for me to take my shirt off, especially over YouTube. So we're just going to do this, okay? I've lost like maybe 50 pounds since starting to do yoga. I was 240 pounds at 13. I've got some skin that's there that is something that bothers me. And also I feel like my body looks the best that it's ever looked in my life. So I'm just gonna go with this and we're gonna do this practice this morning. We're gonna get fiery. And I just wanna put you on the spot right now to really check in with your body and maybe what part of your body that you don't love too much, what part of your body that you might have resentment towards. I've also got some issues with my knee. I hated my left knee that I've had surgeries on for a big chunk of my life. And it was really the practice of yoga that started to get me to love my body and appreciate how strong it was, how capable it was, and really show me how important it is to care about myself with the food that I put into my body and just being physically active and meditating and all of that kind of great stuff. So we're going to start in child's pose as we always do. We're going to start to breathe and we're going to move through Journey into Power. It might be a little bit longer than an hour, but we're just going to go with it, okay? And I'm just going to start my timer. Come into child's pose and we're going to flow. Start by finding your breath, yogis. Settle back onto your heels. I was not comfortable taking my shirt off in public, like at the pool, at the beach, most of the time growing up. I was like, when I was a child, I would wear a shirt in the swimming pool. I would wear a shirt at the beach. And it was something that really didn't shift for me until a few years ago when I was doing one of the Baptiste trainings with Paige Ellenson. And she called me out at this training to teach with my shirt off in front of 125 people. It was life-changing for me. Transformational. Like after that day, if I was hot in class, I took my shirt off. And some of you might know my backstory, I actually practiced yoga for over a year wearing a man Spanx, a compression garment underneath my yoga clothes because I was so self-conscious about my body. Start to breathe here. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Couple more full, generous breaths. Press your hips back onto your heels. Long breath in. Long breath out. Come up to tabletop. Push your hips back to downward facing dog. Spread out your fingers and your toes. Just start to feel out your body. And again, keep coming back to that awareness that there's areas of your body that you're maybe not so in love with, and really working today in this practice to send love and support to those areas of your body. Like appreciate them for how strong they are. Instead of the focus of they're not strong enough, wanting them to be different or better, a little self-compassion and appreciation can go a long way in your yoga practice, a long way in your life. Three-legged dog, right foot up, bend your knees, stack your hips. Press down through all your knuckles. Take a breath in.
Take a breath out. One more. Lift your knee higher and switch sides. Left foot up. Three-legged dog. Root down through all your fingers. Really feel that. Feel like space in the body. Space in your left side body. Lift the knee. Open it up. Breathe in. Ragdoll at the top of your mat. Step forward. Grab your elbows or your biceps and just let your upper body go. Let the crown of your head dangle down. Soften your knees. And finding balanced action on your mat. So important. Power yoga, the tendency can be to always feel like it's not enough, right? Doing more, going bigger. Those things are great, right? You want to challenge yourself. The growth really happens outside of your comfort zone. I'm experiencing that right now, I promise you. It's just like doing those things that you don't want to do sometimes can be empowering, and they can also be exhausting if that's all you ever put the focus on. Be easy. And do the work to challenge yourself when it fits. Take a breath in. Release your fingertips to the mat. Big toes touching. You'll come up to a flat back. Lengthen your spine. Fold. Extended mountain. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Lengthen your whole body. Fold forward. Hog into your legs. Halfway lifts. Uddiyana Bandha. Pull the pit of the belly in. High to low plank. Step back. Lower down. Upward facing dog. Pull your chest through your arms. Downward facing dog. Hips back. Breathe in. Send your breath where you need some extra attention. Your energy is focused. You're going to feel supported. Put your attention on those areas of the body that need the love. Breathe in. Root down through the hands and the feet. Spread your foundation. Inhale. Exhale. Lift onto your toes. Bend your knees. Look between your hands. Hop or step between your hands. Halfway lifts. Fold. Extended mountain. Root down. Reach the fingertips up. Fold forward. Hug into your legs. Lengthen your spine. Plant your hands high to low plank. Step back. Keep your elbows in. Lower down. Upward facing dog. Lift your thighs up off the mat. Downward facing dog. Hips back. Full breath in. Full breath out. Self-care is such an important form of self-love, and I acknowledge you for doing yoga. That's a huge step. Making time in your day to move your body, to care about the health of your body and your mind. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Flat back. And fold. Extended mountain. Go up and back now. Really reach, lengthen the upper body. Fold. Squeeze into your legs. Halfway. Belly in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Step or shoot back. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full inhale. Full exhale. Lift onto your toes. Bend your knees. Hop or step, flat, and fold. Extended mountain, go up and go back, big reach, big stretch. Fold, get small. Lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, shoot back. Upward facing, lift. Downward facing, press into your hands and your feet. Full breath in. Empty completely, right here, dump that air out. If your lungs empty, bend your knees, look forward, hop, flat back on the inhale, expand, fold. One more, extended mountain, your biggest back bend, go for it. Fold, squeeze in. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana, move with your breath. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths here, in and out. Take up more space on your mat. Make your foundation a little longer. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Inner ankles back, outer ankles down. Breathe in. Building some fire, some tapas through your breath, through your muscle engagement. Work your body, yogi. Press down. Inhale. Exhale. Lift. Bend. Hop. Flat back. Fold forward. Utkatasana. Sit low. And stay. I definitely had some energy around this pose for a long time. My knees would start talking to me, right? And like the option's always there to soften the knees a little bit. You can sit deeper if that fits. Arm bones can draw back, right? Like finding the variation of the pose where you feel empowered instead of suffering, instead of desperate for it to be over. No, like feel your body strong, yogi. Lengthen the upper body. If you can go a little deeper, just like a millimeter, feel it. Inhale. Exhale. One more big reach up. Chest to thighs, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana, step or shoot back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot, warrior one. Reach up. Square the hips, so draw that right hip bone back, left hip bone forward. And then the bandhas, muscles, hugging bones, sink deeper in that front knee. Right, or soften it, right? It's all relative to your own body. If I say deeper and your body's as deep as it'll go, then you're already there. If I say deeper and your brain says I don't want to, I'm not strong enough, I would check in. Listen to your body, yogi. It'll guide you. It'll teach you what's actually possible. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, big reach. Chaturanga Dandasana. Plant your hands. You can maybe float your toes. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Sink down into that front knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Find your deepest lunge. Your body, your practice. See where it can take you. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Big breath, big reach, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, the left toes might hover here. See what happens, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Press down. Soften into your joints. Like love your joints. Don't lock them out. No rigidity in this practice. The body's fluid, malleable, moldable. Each day you hit your mat. It's a new practice. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Breathe in. Press down. And come up onto your toes. Bend your knees. Look between your hands. Hop between your hands. Flat back right away. Fold. Utkatasana. 1 breath in. Uttanasana. Fold chest and thighs. Halfway. Belly in. Chaturanga Dandasana, step or shoot back, low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one, square the hips, reach, fingertips. Chaturanga Dandasana, see if you can float your right toes. If you can, who cares, yogi? Upward facing dog, so what? Downward facing dog. Left side, if something doesn't work out,
Don't put meaning on it. Just keep moving. Keep going with the flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes. Bend your knees. One more. You got this. Let's flow. Flat. Fold. Chair. And fold. Lengthen. And flow. Up. And back. Right side. Reach. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Breathe. Flow. Lift up. Hips back. Breath in. Breath out. Right foot up. Bend your knees. Stack your hips. Three-legged dog is perfect. Flip dog is an option. Foot falls back. Maybe wheel is there for you today. Keep lifting up your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Press down. Squeeze in. Take another big breath. Stick out your tongue. Let it go. Lion's breath. Ha. High plank. Whoop. Side plank. Open up. Lift your hips. Expand your pose. Take on your fullest expression right here. Feel your body accessing possibility. Whoop. And if you try and you fall out, how quickly can you come back in? That's the work. Not getting it perfect. Not needing it to be a certain way or like how my body's doing the practice. It's your practice, yogi. Look up. Lift up. Big breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot. Three-legged dog. Lift. Flip. Feet parallel. Option to move in to your wheel if it's there for you. Check my workshop if you're not quite there. Lots of breakthroughs people have been having doing the workshop to see what's possible. Expand your awareness of your body, yogi. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full breath. Press and lift. One more inhale. Lion's breath. Ha. Side plank. Flip over. Whoop. Lift up. And express out. Feel where you can go. A little wobbliness is okay. That's the comfort zone, the edge of it, where you're not sure, where you're not completely stable. It's where growth happens. Two more. In and out. Look up. Lift. Stay for the exhale. Last breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take your right foot up. Step your right foot through crescent lunge. Lift the back heel. Reach up out of your waist. Breathe in. Twist. Inhale. Bring it out. Rinsing. Squeeze the shoulder blades onto your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Lengthen. Stay here. Twist. Warrior two. Take a longer stance, yeah? Settle into it. Do that, like spread the feet wider. Soften the shoulders down your back. Breathe. Stay. Couple more. Go deeper. Just another pose I used to have less than positive feelings towards, for sure. Building strength in the muscles and the joints. You can't build strength in your joints, but you can build strength in the muscles around them. Yeah, feel that. Hug in. Lunge a little deeper. Flip and reverse peaceful warrior. Feel that big stretch. Extended side angle. Reach up. Half bind option. Full bind option, reaching through. I just did a workshop on Bird of Paradise this week, so check that out if you're not quite there for it. Come up. Press down. See what is possible today, yogi. Open up your practice. Open up your mind. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Release. Take a breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Flow it out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Crescent lunge. Reach up. Keep the lunge. Sink into it. Big stretch through the side body. Shoulders pin back. Hands to heart center. Keep the shoulder integration as you twist. Keep the lunge in that front knee. Keep the lift in that back heel. Inhale. Twist deeper. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more. Really activate that back leg. Squeeze muscle to bone. Warrior two. Keep the activation. Trust that your body is strong enough to guide you where it wants to go. Get out of your head. Get out of the critical thinking. And just flow, yogi. Breathe in. Breathe out. Couple more. Strong legs. Steady gaze. Powerful breath. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Flip and reverse. Peaceful warrior. Big stretch. Extended side angle. Breathe in. Half bind if you're going there. Full bind if you're going there. Bird of Paradise if that's where you're headed. Come up. Express out. Keep breathing. Keep playfulness, curiosity, joy in your practice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another breath. Expand it. Stay for the exhale. If you're in Bird of Paradise, come back down. Extended side angle. Breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Onto your toes. Bend your knees. Hop or step to the top. Flat back. Feet wide. Fingers to toes. Forward fold. Scoop up your big toes. And just let the upper body go. Feel your heartbeat. Acknowledge your breath, how it's probably a little more fiery than when you started this practice, right? Just cool it down, slow it down. Sthira Sukha, strength and softness balanced. Ease and fire. Ease is a state of mind. It's not easy necessarily. Easy is a variation of a pose. Easy is something that you know. There's no challenge to it. Ease can be challenging. Letting yourself be in a difficult situation. Not stressing about it. Not analyzing it. Not being critical of yourself in that moment. It can be some work. Especially if you're not used to practicing in that way. Practicing yoga or your life. Breathe in. Fold a little deeper. Chair twist to the right. Bring your feet to true north. Big toes touch. Heels apart. Sit down into it. Twist to the right. If you can't quite hook your elbow onto your knee, the other option is right hand on your low back, left hand to your outer thigh. So this is a great way to access the twist. Definitely take this some days, right? And it's, again, if you have knee issues, sometimes the hooking the elbow doesn't feel great. It's just be
being able to modify with ease, being able to do the practice that fits for your body, like guided by the teacher, but ultimately your body is your teacher, yogi. Breathe in, twist it out, center, twist left. Stay in that work. Feel your body. Work with it. Love it. Like, is that foreign to you, loving your body? Does that seem like impossible? Or maybe you're used to it. Maybe that's totally comfortable for you. Amazing, right? Either way, even if it's a challenge, just think about what's possible if you start to shift your thinking around it, if that makes sense. Think about what's possible if you shift your thinking. Yeah, breathe in, twist deeper, release, gorilla pose. Feet hip distance, palms under your feet. I don't know if you guys acknowledge, can appreciate how like out of my comfort zone this is for me right now. Because I get how some of you are probably like, what's this guy talking about? His body looks fine, right? And thank you if that's your way of thinking. I appreciate that. But if anyone out there suffers from body dysmorphic syndrome, like it's not something that's just easy to flip a switch. And I do love the way my body looks now. I can see that. But it's definitely something that's, this is not comfortable for me, right? To be here with my shirt off. I have like a rib that juts out. I got all kinds of things that like I can see in the mirror that other people barely even would acknowledge are there. And it's just about being able to appreciate what you've got. Some compassion that your brain isn't always your best friend. It can be the most empowering thing when it's giving you confidence, when it's telling you that you're great, that you're beautiful, that you're wonderful. Like, of course we want that. But if you're human, which I'm assuming most of you are, the tendency will be to be critical thinking. Per the statistic, we think 80,000 thoughts a day, and roughly 60,000 of them are recurring negative thoughts about ourselves, about our lives, the people in our lives. Bleak. I truly believe yogis have a better ratio than that. Every time you shift your thinking to something more positive, you're starting to shift that ratio in your mind, make new connections, empower yourself in a different way. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Can you soften anything? Your mind, your body. Release your feet. Plant your hands. Crow pose, knees in the backs of your triceps. I haven't mentioned this in a while, if you're newer to crow, the block can be so good. This is how I got into it originally. I'm starting to do it with a block under my toes, knees into my armpits. And right here, you're in crow, but you're not like off the ground with your feet. Well, they are, right? It's the same kind of engagement, but you're not worried about falling. And again, if you're looking back at your feet, that's more somersault waiting to happen. Look out in front of your hands. Lift yourself up. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Press down. Squeeze in. 1 more inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Shoot back. Oh, Mr. B's having a nightmare. Mr. B, you're okay. You're all right. Downward facing dog. I don't know if you guys heard that. He was doing the like chasey barky thing in his dream. Press into your hands and feet. Lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees, hop or step forward, flat back, fold, extended mountain, sweep up, eagle on your right side. Take your right arm under, right leg over, sink down into your standing knee. This is a great example. Like on this side, I have to take my foot into a kickstand, and it's not like a limiting belief that my left knee has got almost no cartilage left in it. It's got osteoarthritis. I've been told that I have the arthritis of a 60-year-old. I'm not even 40, right? So doing something to modify for your body, it doesn't make you less than. Makes you smart, yogi, right? It's not smart to do something that might cause injury. That's not stepping out of your comfort zone. That's being silly. Sweep up, right? And each side of the body might be different. I can get a full bind on this side.
This doesn't feel safe on the other side. So like different than fear, like I know I can cause an injury if I'm not smart about it. Have some compassion for those areas of your body that might need the compassion, that might need the extra love and attention. Breathe in, sink a little deeper. Sweep up, right side, eagle. Hug the inner thighs. Hug the biceps into one another. Squeeze the pit of your belly up and into your ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sweep up. Eagle, left side. Engage. If your eyes are wandering, yogi, find drishti or focus. Steady. I've got the joy of cooking right in front of me, so that's why I'm seeing the word joy over and over again. So like bring some of that. Find joyfulness, playfulness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sweep up. Standing leg raise. Grab your right knee. Open your right knee out to the right side. Gaze over your left fingers. Steady your eyes to one spot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Knee to center. Lift your knee up. Extend your right foot out. Breathe in. Airplane. Fly back. Shoulders onto your back. Turn the right toes down, so keep the hips squared. Take a breath in. Lift your collarbones a little more. Hands to heart center. Open to half moon. Expand the pose. Big breath in. Whoop. If you fall out, come back. Modify it if you need to. Find your fullest expression. Maybe Chalpasana, sugar canes here for you, reaching for that right ankle. Fullest breath right here. Expand your pose. And release. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold into your legs. Sweep all the way up. Standing leg raise on the left side. Grab your left knee. Open it up. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Strong core here. Feel that engagement. Breathe in. Breathe out. Regardless of what you think, you've got core muscles, yogi. You might not have a six-pack. You might not be able to see them, but they're in there. They support you. Use them. Extend the leg out. Who cares if you can see them? Just embrace that strength in your trunk, in your center. Pull in and lift. So like pressing down into the floor with that right foot. Lift into your core. Lift the pose higher. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Hands to heart center. Open it up. Half moon. See where you can take it. Expand the whole pose, right? Like wherever you can go. If you've got sugar cane, reach for that top ankle. If you fall out, get right back into it. Bottom foot at 12 o'clock. Press into the floor and lift the pose higher. Take a big breath in and release. Feet together. Sweep up. Dancer on the right side. Kick back. Got this rib that like juts out. Everyone that sees it, they're like, no one has any idea what it is. Some doctors have not been able to give me an answer. Cosmetic surgeon that was one of my students one time was prodding at it and couldn't give me an answer. Like I was so self-conscious of it. I'm just like, who cares? Right? This pose, like I actually am like still, I take pictures from the other side most of the time just because I still think about it. And it's like starting to embrace it more. Love your body. Even the things you think aren't perfect, those are the parts that need the most love, yogi. Switch sides. Dancer on the left. Feel expansion in your body. Feel expansion in your mind. What can shift for you in this practice today? What are you holding on to about your body, about your ability? Something you don't like? which you might be able to have a new experience of by the end of this practice. Breathe in, breathe out. Dancer, right side. Any variation, I'm going to try to go for the bigger one here. There's also a workshop for this. Oh, yeah, is it there? Yes. Keep reaching back. You can keep lifting up. Oh, I feel that. So good. Breathe in, breathe out. Full expression right here. And release. Switch sides. Dancer on the left. Set yourself up. Steady your gaze. Open up your pose. Oh, I haven't done this since I did that workshop, I don't think. Breathe. Expand. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Fullest breath right here. And release. Tree pose on the right side. Bring your foot up. A kickstand is a great option. Sometimes that's what I need, right? Like if your knee's feeling weird, your hips, you're feeling a little like you need some rest for a moment, then do that. Inner calf, inner thigh, just press above or below the knee. Cactus your arms. Do that. Feel the shoulder integration. And reach up. Lift through your fingers, your gaze, your sternum, the center of your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. The four corners of that left foot, press down. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound. Inner ankle, outer ankle, reach up through the fingers. Big breath in and release. Switch sides, tree on your left. Hands start at heart center. Feel that. Feel some love for yourself right here, yogi. Some joy. A joy of cooking. It's staring at me right now. I don't think I've even opened that book in a decade. But I'm happy to see that big red joy staring me in the face. Take this cactus arms for integration and then expand into your fullest tree. 3 breaths in and out. Lengthen. Oh, if you fall out, come right back. Don't worry about getting your foot back to where it was. Just find the pose, expand it, and release. Hands to heart center. Hands by your side, feet hip distance apart. Let's take a few breaths in Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose, so just standing tall, yeah? Hands by your side, shoulders onto your back, core engaged. Press the feet. Soften the knees. A couple more breaths. Inhale. This is a yoga pose. It's not just standing here, okay? Muscle integration. Breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Squeeze muscle to bone. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Extended mountain pose. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, Dandasana, flow it out. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Warrior 1 on the right side, step through. Open to warrior 2. Trikonasana, straighten out the right leg, come forward and come down. Good place for the block if you have one. You can even take it a bit further out from that front foot. It's a back bend right here, right? Starting to lean back into the pose. Expand the upper body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach. See your top fingers. One more. Press into the feet. Pull yourself up to stand. Wide leg fold. Toes turn in. Fold over your legs. If you practice headstands, go for it. I'm going to take one right here. If you're still working on a headstand, there's workshops on this channel. There's 2 of them. Use them to expand your possibility. Do the work. And you'll have the power one day, yogi. You keep telling yourself you can't do something, you're going to be right as long as you keep that story
I'll be really clear, but like 20 minutes before this practice, there was no way in hell my shirt was coming off. And then I just stepped into discomfort and allowed it to happen. Who cares if someone doesn't like what they see? And I'm pretty sure that's not even going to be a thing. That's not what my brain tells me. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Slowly come down. Toes face the front of your mat. Pyramid pose. Step in. Fold over the right leg. Something that I was more self-conscious about was that, after I started losing weight, I started getting the feedback I'm too skinny, even though I felt like the healthiest I've ever felt. I would have students coming up, oh my God, you're withering away. What's going on? I was like, I always have eaten. I've never been somebody to malnourish myself. I mean, I fast, but that's more for longevity purposes. It's never really been for a reason to lose weight. When you have something like body dysmorphic syndrome, when you just like dysmorphia, you don't see what the other people see, right? It's something that like a lot of people are affected by, especially like rampant in the gay community. I'm a gay man, proudly. Body issues, body image is huge in this community. And it's really like, even for straight people, for women, for men, like everybody has some part of their body they don't like the look of, I'm sure. Maybe not everybody, but most. Reach your right arm up, twisted triangle. So it's like any feedback, it's how you hear it. You might think telling somebody that they look skinny is a compliment, but that can be like an insult for someone that's trying to gain weight, an insult for someone that's like feeling healthy and you're making them feel less than. Breathe in, twist deeper, reach up. Chaturanga Dandasana, flow it out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the left side. Reach up. Open to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, triangle pose. If you feel healthy in your body, that's amazing. There's definitely something to be said about like, if you are really overweight, then there's like some issues that can cause with your health. So wanting to be healthy is different than wanting to be a certain number on the scale. As you start to improve your diet, start to improve your health practices, your mental health practices, like your body will start to transform naturally without you having to fixate on it, without you thinking it needs to be a certain way. Take a breath in. Twist a little deeper. Pull yourself up to stand. Wide leg fold with a bind at your low back. Fold over your legs. Let the crown of your head dangle down. Learning to be comfortable with how you look is not a number on the scale. It's a mindset. Wanting to feel healthy is different than wanting to be a certain weight. As you incorporate health practices, as you start to care about how you feel, your body will start to come into equilibrium. It just happens. Keep breathing. Press down. Lift up. One more. Big breath. Pyramid. Toes forward. Step the back foot in. Fold over your front leg. Everybody's body is different. For a long time, I thought I was a big person, and I actually have a pretty small frame. I was just carrying a lot of extra weight for a long time. And it made me unhappy, made me feel unhealthy. And I honestly never get on a scale. Like, I don't look at the number. I used to weigh myself multiple times a day at one point. And I can assure you, it didn't make me feel any better about myself, even when the number dropped. Because inevitably, it would go back up.
halfway lift, twisted triangle. I'm like a master of self-sabotage, it seems. That's been a thing. Even yesterday, I'll be clear about that. I ate more yesterday than I have in a long time, like just gorging. I ate 5 bagels. I'm gluten intolerant, cream cheese. I'm dairy intolerant. Because I was panicking because I was planning to do this class with my shirt off, and I self-sabotage. Then I have an excuse, so I'll be bloated. I won't look good enough. I won't want to take my shirt off. I won't have to do that thing I committed to. BS. Here I am. Do I feel 100% comfortable? Maybe not 100%, but I'm up there in the 90s. Feel good. Feel possible to like just keep going. Stop judging. Shift awareness. Take a big breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Float out. We all have our moments, yogis. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come through to high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Just like when you fall out of a yoga pose, it's the same thing when you fall off the wagon with what you want to be eating, how you want to be exercising. Right? How long does it take you to get back up? Locust pose. Because the default could have been for me to eat donuts today. The default could have been for me to keep going into that downward spiral. And I've been there, yeah? Last November, I gained like 20 pounds almost. Because I was in a dark place. And then you pull yourself out of it and you begin again. Whether it's a minute, it's a week, it's a month, there's always the opportunity to come back to your state of health, self-love, self-compassion, bound locust, interlace your fingers, stay lifted, come higher, squeeze in, take a big breath in, slowly come all the way down. Windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Floor bowl. We'll do one here. Grab your ankles. Reach back. Lift yourself up. Hog your knees in. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe. Squeeze. 2 more. Hold it. Take a big breath. And release. Upward facing dog right away. Downward facing dog. Step through onto your back. Come down. Bridge pose. Lift up. For those of you that might think I'm exaggerating, like I can gain 20 pounds in like 20 days, no problem. If I really put my mind to eating, I'm like a garbage can. I can eat more than you can possibly imagine. Anyone that knows me knows that that is true. They've probably witnessed it. And it's like, I'm lucky that I have a metabolism that if I really put my mind to it, I can lose the weight as well. Which like at my age, I feel like is a blessing because a lot of people say past 35, like good luck to you. And I think it's partially a mindset. We think that's true. And then we, sabotage ourselves. I sabotage myself sometimes, as I just said. Take a breath in, come all the way down, knees from side to side. It's all about possibility. Like, do you look for it or do you ignore it? Do you challenge yourself or do you just get stuck in that drift? Business as usual, limiting beliefs. Go into wheel. So I'll give you the spoiler. You're going to do 6 wheels, 3 breaths each. I'm going to stay up the whole time. And it's really your choice what you do here. If they're bridges, amazing, make them bridges. But is there like a reason that they're bridges? Is it because you think you can't do wheel? Even just taking a half wheel or hands by your ears, that's a step towards what you might want to achieve instead of just checking out on yourself. You can come down or you can stay. Breathe in, breathe out. Go back up, wheel number 2, lift yourself. Like find any variation. You can play here. It doesn't have to stay the same the whole time, each time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift. You can come down or stay. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Go back up. Wheel number 3. Hold it. Inhale. Exhale.
press and lift. You can stay or you can come down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Go back up. Number 4, you're past halfway, yogi. You got this. If it's bridge, then be in a powerful bridge. If you're in the wheel, then make it your biggest, strongest wheel. Breathe in. Come down or stay. Take a breath. Hold it. Inhale up. Number 5, second last wheel. Make it strong. Make it powerful. Breathe in. Breathe out. Go high. Come down or stay. Take one more breath. Empty it out. Go back up. Wheel push-ups. Any tricks you've got. 2 breaths in and out. Last one. Lift up. And come all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Right hand onto your belly. Left hand onto your heart. And breathe. Feel the movement of your body. Feel the energy of your breath, the air. Hear the sound of it. And scan your body right here. Do that with your eyes closed. Just take a moment, scan your body. Where do you need to send some love? Yeah, did you actually just do that? Or is it like, yeah, I get it, right? And you start to go into a different thinking pattern. Like, oh, I can possibly love that part of my body. Again, if that's what you think, you're right, yogi. It's a fact. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you're right. If you get curious about what's possible, what could you do? Like even just telling yourself, that whole fake it till you make it thing, it actually works a little bit. You might not believe it the first couple times you say it. I love my belly. I love my arms. I love my knee. I love my rib that juts out, right? It might seem like it's BS. The more you start to tell yourself those things, the more you start to believe them. It's a fact. Neuroplasticity, you rewire the brain. You reject the limiting belief, you reject the critical thinking, and you start to program something else. Little by little, you start to love your body. Thought by thought, you start to shift what you think is actually possible. Happy baby. Grab the outsides of the feet. Sway from side to side. It's not an easy process, but you can be at ease while you're doing it. It's different. Every breath is an opportunity for you to drop the limiting belief, to tell yourself something new, tell your loved ones something new. The words that you say to people, the words that you think to yourself matter, yogi. They really do. You're programming your brain cells, your neurons, every single time you think a thought. So think the thoughts that empower you. Shift that ratio of recurring negative thoughts. They'll still be there. If you're human, that's how the brain works. If you're human, you have the ability to shift your thinking. Rock front to back. Grab the backs of your knees. Bring yourself up to Navasana, boat pose. Take one boat for maybe one more rock. If you're there, go for it. Boat pose, any variation. Core strong, shoulders back, chest lifts. For 3, for 2. Big breath in, hold for the breath out. Last inhale, and rock back. Make your way into down dog. Half pigeon on the right side. Settle into it. If you need a block underneath your right hip, go for it.
Just let yourself settle in. This is one of the poses I was always the most self-conscious of in class, because this is where my skin's kind of dangling that I have. And again, you might not even see it. Maybe you do. I see it. I've learned to start to love it. Right? My loose skin is just a sign of like the weight that I've lost. My stretch marks, I have like intense stretch marks around my midsection. I could definitely compete with a woman that's had like twins. It's not a joke. And again, I hated them for so long. And it's just like, that's such an exhausting state of mind to hate your body. Those battle scars, just a sign of what you've gone through, your strength, your resilience. You're carrying extra weight. You're strong. Like you're carrying that around with you every day. Like just appreciate how strong your body actually is. You can speak from like I've abused my body, and I don't mean like physical abuse. I mean like the food that I've put into it, the lack of any form of physical activity for like a good, 2/3 of my life, really. I didn't find yoga till I was 31. And I can assure you I did pretty much no physical activity before that. Almost none whatsoever, like for most of my life. I passed 9th grade gym with a 51%, so I got that credit and they never had to see me again. I'm sure that it was them doing me a favor, because I didn't even deserve that 51%, I would say. More recently, like just this month, I've started walking. I thought for years I couldn't walk long distances because of my bad knee. I told myself that story. In 2020, I averaged 3,500 steps a day, and this year I'm so far averaging 13,000 steps a day. I've hit up almost 20,000 a couple of days. Like if you told me a year ago I would be doing that, I would have laughed in your face. I would have had a whole explanation of why that wasn't possible, how my body couldn't handle it, how my knee would be sore, my arthritis would be acting up. It wasn't true. But I sure believe that it was. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more breath. Really settle in. Find that stretch. Feel it. And slowly switch sides. Half pigeon on the left. I say these things to you guys just not as a way of like, I'm really not here trying to make myself feel better, as much as like trying to make you realize that things are possible that you might not think are possible. I'm living proof of that. And it wasn't easy, but I've learned to just go with the flow with ease. If I think something's not going to work out, a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time now, I just step into it anyway. Because the limiting belief that my brain gives to me is not always true, and it's often not true. The more I love myself, the more I tell myself that I'm great, that I'm strong, my body's where it wants to be, the more I believe it. The more my brain starts to offer those thoughts up to me instead of the nasty, icky, sticky thoughts that I've thought for most of my life. Because I'm 38 years old and I'm only like, 6.5 years into this practice of mindfulness, meditation, yoga, really even well-being. Like I was not very healthy as far as the food I put into my mouth before I started practicing yoga. But I couldn't ignore how I felt when I ate a plate of fish and chips, or like a hamburger and fries, and came and did yoga. Like my body had a very clear message to me when I did those things. It wasn't a good one. Didn't feel good, uncomfortable. Little by little, things started to shift because I loved yoga and I wanted to be able to show up more powerfully for myself. Take a breath in, sink a bit deeper, long inhale, long exhale.
Come up to sit. Sweep both legs out in front. Sit up tall. Arms reach up. We'll take seated forward fold. Today was also the last day of this 14 Days of Fire challenge. So if you didn't catch that one, it's a little longer than the other ones have been. It was almost 20 minutes. We held 5 poses for 2 minutes each. I still feel that in my body. It's just like, again, something, if you told me I would hold chair pose for 2 minutes, even a few years ago in my yoga practice, I would have laughed in your face. Not possible. My knees couldn't take it. I'm not strong enough. I hate that pose. That was a good one. You never know. If you don't make it to the full 2 minutes and you have to come out of the pose when you try that practice, then like amazing. You made it to 30 seconds. You made it to a minute. Acknowledge what you accomplished. Stop putting so much acknowledgement on what you didn't accomplish. Fold a bit deeper. Come up to sit. Hands behind you. Fingertips facing your bum cheeks. Lift up into a reverse plank. Lift the hips. Straighten the body. Make sure your elbows aren't locked out. Whoop. My whole carpet is sliding. Maybe it's a reverse tabletop. If your whole carpet is sliding underneath you, take a breath in. Take a breath out. Press down, yogi. Lift the hips. Squeeze in. Big breath right here. Come down all the way onto your back. Waterfall. Shoulder stands. Whatever. Whoop. I got my mats all messed up. Just go upside down wherever you're going. I'll be with you there in a second. Going upside down. Just close your eyes. If you're in waterfall, you can keep them open if that feels better for you, but like just allow yourself to start to unwind here. If you're in a headstand, amazing. You maybe can do that with your eyes closed. That's an extra challenge. Closing your eyes doesn't mean you go internal, right? It can mean that. Closing your eyes can also put the drishti onto your center of your forehead, your third eye, your intuition, kind of trusting your body, feeling out the pose. Take a breath in, breath out. A couple more here. Breathe. If you're gonna move through, plow, knees to ears, go for that. Full inhale. Full exhale. Take one more breath in. Slowly bring yourself back down to your mat. Extend your left leg out onto the mat. Grab your right knee into your chest. Right knee across the body. Supine twist. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Twist it. Come back to center. Extend the right leg. Bring your hips over to the left a little bit. Left knee in. Cross your left knee over your body. Breathe. Keep that left shoulder on the mat. Breathe in. Twist it out. Inhale. Go a little deeper. Last breath in. Stay for the twist. Knees to center. Give your knees a squeeze. Curl into a little ball here. Kiss your right knee, yogi. Kiss your left knee. Thank your body. Like, give yourself a big hug. Thank your body for the work it just did for you. One last breath. Squeeze in tight and release. Final Shavasana. Close your eyes. Just let yourself take rest.
I'm going to read from Journey to the Heart. I'm actually not going to do the reading from today for the 14th. I'm going to read the one from earlier last week, which is about self-love, because I think it's more fitting for today. If you don't have this book, Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie, it's an amazing book. Daily meditations to keep yourself in a state of mind that is positive. So the reading from February 7th, experience love for yourself. To find love, you must first find it in yourself. Then the whole universe will mirror it back. See how people smile at you? Feel their tenderness, their affection, their respect. See how the whole world responds lovingly to you when you love yourself. The world around you reflects how you feel about yourself. The beliefs of many years have kept you trapped in the illusion of separateness, apartness. Your hesitancy to love yourself was mirrored in the eyes of others. But you are not alone. You are not estranged. You are not a disconnected part. You are part of the whole, intricately connected to all of life. Go out and embrace your connection. Embrace life. Watch the sunrise. Smell the trees, a field, the gentle scent of an apple orchard. Feel the breeze on your cheek, the rain on your hair. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Stay open. Keep loving yourself. Know you are a vital part of a living universe. Watch how much better, how much kinder life is as you grow in peace and harmony with yourself. See how much more love is mirrored in the universe since you committed to loving yourself. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Bring yourself up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Take your time. Press your thumbs into your heart center once you're sitting tall. Really do that. Feel that connection to your heart center. Right here, before we finish this practice, I want you to acknowledge something that you love about yourself. If your default is to struggle with that, amazing, struggle and pick something. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be something you think is super significant, but what do you love about yourself right here in this moment, Yogi? Take a breath in. Empty it out. Thumbs to the center of your forehead. The love in me acknowledges the love in you. And I will just quote RuPaul one more time. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else, Yogi? Together we bow and we say, Namaste. Thank you, yogis. I appreciate all of you that are out there live with me today. And if you're catching this later on, please hit the thumbs up. Yeah, regardless if you're here now or later, the thumbs up really helps this video get pushed out to more people. I want more people loving their bodies and starting to find a mindfulness and a wellness practice. And yeah, comment below the video or comment in the chat. Let me know how you enjoyed that. And if you want to really do me a favor, comment something that you love about yourself, whatever just came up for you there at the end of this class. Please comment below the video. Let me know that you made it all the way to the end and that you actually did that work of committing to loving yourself. Happy Valentine's Day, yogis. Keep moving your body, keep nourishing your body, stay connected to this practice, and stay tuned for great stuff coming up. I'm going to be starting in a couple of days. We're going to do a 10 days before bed challenge. So that's going to be like more gentle, restorative yoga, the exact opposite of the fiery stuff that we were just doing on this channel for the last couple of weeks. But it's a great way to step out of your comfort zone if you are a power yogi, to start doing a bit of yin, restorative, gentle kind of yoga. So that will be fun. And also, like I mentioned last week, coming very soon, I'm going to start teaching classes over a platform called Interval, which is like a Zoom kind of style platform where, again, I'm not going to stop doing these classes for free on YouTube. But if you want to join me over there, it's going to be really reasonable prices for the classes. It's my own pricing schedule and my own schedule I make for the classes. I'll be able to see you and cue to your body and see your faces. And I would just love to connect with some of you in that way. So that's all I got to say, I think. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'm going to come check the chat, but I really do appreciate all of you that are live with me and anyone catching this later on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this was a big deal for me. Might not have seemed that big of a deal for you, but I really do appreciate any kind words and any critical words, because they're all just what we need to hear so we can grow and get stronger. Okay, awesome. That's all I got. It's a longer one today, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you guys. So good. Thank you, Carrie, Jeannie, Christine, Monica. Always a pleasure. Mel, nice to see you. Oh my God, so good. Love that you're out there with me. Mr. B. Mr. B, come over here. Come here. Come say hi. Yeah, you get through. Come here. Come here. Come here. Actually, yeah, come on. He's been sleeping through these classes every week now. He's such a lazy bones. Those of you that have been with me since the beginning of this channel, he used to be insane, and now he just like sleeps through the yogas. Hey, yeah? Oh, yeah? Oh, thanks. Very nice. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm going to end it here, but thank you for being with me today. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. That's you. You're good.